How's it going, everyone? This is Eric again. I have been MIA for the last few weeks because we are on an extended vacation. We are back and have no plans for longer trips this summer, so hopefully there'll be no interruption in the videos going forward. All right, so let's get to it. I actually opened this trade yesterday and I sold the 109 145 Strangle in ARKK, and I collected $3.52 credit. Over here on the trade tab, as usual, I am in the 40 to 70 day window, or even 30 to 70 day window. This is kind of right in the sweet spot. It was at the 50 days yesterday, obviously. Today is the 49 day. And I came up here and I did the 109 and then came down here to the 150, and the 150 is at the 18 delta and the 109 is at the 15 delta. And this is just inside that dashed line there, which is the 1 standard deviation. And so is the call. It's just inside the 1 standard deviation. So this pretty much perfectly fits my typical entry criteria. Obviously you can go a little more aggressive or a little more conservative if you want. Collecting 330 is a little bit on the higher side for me. Usually I'm more like the 2 to 250 range. And you could easily get that by bumping this out here farther. Go out to the 12 delta on the call, and then the 14 delta on the put side, which is 108, and then you're still getting 263, which is great. But anyways, I went here with the 109 and with the 145. That leaves me with a 72% pop, 87% P50. My max profit right now would be 330. When I sold it yesterday, it was like 352, so I'm up about 20 bucks right now. Max loss is infinite or undefined, because if it goes against you on the call side, in theory, you could lose money forever, right? And then the buying power effect is kind of a medium range at 1,282 bucks. However, even at 1,282, since you collect a pretty good premium of 330, that 330 divided by 1,282 ends up at 25.7%. And if you take profits at 50%, the target return on capital here is 12.87 or 12.9% return on capital. And so that's what I'm shooting for. I take profits, recently I've been taking profits on Strangles, probably closer to 40% than 50%, just because the sooner you take profits, the less of a chance you have at having to deal with rolling trades, right? And stuff can go against you. And again, I'm collecting 330 here instead of, like $2. So when you collect a little more premium up front, you can take profits slightly earlier and then still walk away with a decent chunk of change. All right, let's head over to the chart to see how the technical analysis is stacking up. All right, so these days I basically just use the Elliott wave, and then I, on a minor basis, use the RSI and the MACD. The Elliott wave, from the COVID crash, came 1, 2, 3, 4, and then peaked out here at 5, and then it had this big ABC correction. And now, in theory, according to Elliott wave, this is the wave 1 of a new 5-wave impulse higher. And according to Elliott wave, once you have this ABC correction, wave 1 here will retrace the ABC correction to roughly 0.618 or the 61.8%. Anywhere from the 38.2 to the 50% up here to the 61. I mean, anything's technically valid. But commonly it comes to the 61.8, which right now it's in between the 50% and the 61.8. So if this is the top, then this first wave will correct lower down here, right, to the second wave low. And this will have a similar correction. It will retrace roughly, commonly, the 61.8 and the 50%. So that would get you down here, about 110. And so if that happens, this blue box here is the range I need to stay in to make money off of this trade. And even if it comes to the 61.8%, that is still within the blue box. So yeah, this range is pretty good here, up here at 145, down here at 109. Let me get rid of this. And then the MACD here, is seemingly peaking out, which, in my opinion, indicates that there's going to be a little correction here of some kind. And then also the RSI is kind of the same deal. It's overbought at this point. So mainly the Elliott wave lines up nicely with this. and then the MACD and the RSI kind of confirm the same things. But again, with all technical analysis, you have to take things with a huge grain of salt. Even though I do like the Elliott wave a lot, you know, it's called the Elliott wave theory, right? So nothing is for sure. No kind of technical analysis is for sure. If it was, everybody'd be rich because everybody uses the same thing, right? So obviously nothing is for sure. Do your own due diligence. And for the next, you know, month or so, I'm looking for this price action to stay within this blue box here. And by expiration here, which I would roll or close it before then, but technically this is expiration way out here. So if the price action stays in this blue box, I'm good to go. All right, I think that covers everything. It's really, you know, kind of my bread and butter here on these strangles, going out to roughly the 15 delta on both wings, and then letting time decay and hopefully an IV decrease swing in my favor, and then eventually I get paid. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.